Chapter 4, Lecture 2. Now, here you see in this picture a scene of Akbar's birth. There was a lot of disorder during the last days of Akbar's rule as Prince Salim revolted. Later on, Salim adopted the name of Jahangir and ascended the throne. Salim is the son of Akbar. We have already gathered a lot of information about the different rulers of Mughal dynasty, Babur, Humayun, Akbar and Sher-Shah Suri of the Sur dynasty. Now on the basis of this, let us know about the administration, society, art and architecture. First we discussed about relations of Mughals with other rulers. When Humayun had escaped, even the Hindu rulers gave him shelter. Therefore, their culture was reflected in the upbringing of Akbar. He took the help of Hindu rulers when he ascended the throne. He knew that he would not be able to rule in India if he ignored the Rajput rulers. Therefore, he maintained good relations with the Rajput rulers and won their confidence. The rulers who did not accept his authority had to face him. The rulers of Sisodia Rajputs did not accept his rule and had many confrontations with him. Now, tradition of inheritance. The king was responsible for appointing the successor of the kingdom, and it would usually be the oldest son. During the Mughal rule, all the sons would get an equal share of the empire. This kind of hierarchy was implemented during Humayun's reign. After that, rulers conspired against each other for the throne. Brothers would quarrel with one another for the throne, and whoever won ascended the throne of Delhi. Now, administrative system in Akbar rule. The Subedari system was implemented during the Mughal period. Akbar divided his kingdom into 15 sections. Each section was known as the Suba or province. The subsection of Suba was called government, and the subsection of the government was known as Pargana. The head of each Pargana was called Amir, who would collect the revenue. There were Gram Panchayats in villages, and the head was known as Patel, Chaudhry, Makadam, etc. Thus, during that time, various executives were appointed. During Akbar's reign, pilgrim tax was not levied. Thus, there would be huge crowds of pilgrim centers. Akbar was considered to be the most tolerant and benevolent king among all the Mughal rulers. He regularly organized religious meets in the prayer hall at Sikri. It was also called discussion hall as religious matters were discussed there. Representatives from all religions attend the meeting. The royal court was adorned by scholars. The 9 gems of Akbar's court were Todarmal, the revenue minister; Mansingh, the leader of Daksh army; Abul Fazl, the historian and writer of Ain-e-Akbari and Akbarnama; Tansen, the famous singer; Mulla Do Piyaza, the clever and jolly courtier; Mahesh Das Birbal, the quick writer, witted courtier and trickster; Hammam, the famous Vaidya physician; Faizi, the renowned poet; and Abdul Rahim, the Hindi verse writer. Now here you see Diwan, head of revenue department; Bakshi, vigilance officer of the finance department; Sadra, vigilance officer who looks after religious donation, charitable food, etc. Kaji means judge; Fauzdar, head of the government; Kotwal, the executive officer who looks after law and order; Mirebahar, controller and tax collector at ports, octroi, boats, etc. Now Senapati and the leader of the royal army, the head of usually the king himself. Now reforms made by Sher-Shah we discuss in lecture 3.